have been living in China for 2 years now, and there's so many things that I have learned. In this video, I'm gonna tell you about those things. But first, let's get out of the door. So this place is called Shanghai Nanjiang, which is basically a metro station and a train station at the same time. I came here because they have multiple things, so I'll give you a tour. And especially I came here because I want to go to chaji, which is this milk tea that I want to try. Let me get some tea and let's sit down and have a chat. So this is me sitting down on a fallen tree and recording this video for you guys. One of the things that I learned here is the cultural adjustment. I come from a small city in Tunisia, which is Gafsa, and there you feel the people are more connected because there isn't that much people to begin with. So everybody knows everybody, and you know your neighbor, you talk with the person at the market, the seller. All people feel like they are talking with each other, they know each other, whatever. But when I came here to Shanghai, I felt a bit disconnected because when people come here to Shanghai, most of the time they come to work, basically, and they don't care about anyone else. It's just they want to come here, they want to go from point A to point B, they want to work and they want to make money, and that's it, and go back home. Even if you rent a room here, you will not know your neighbors. Sometimes you will not even see them unless by mistake. Imagine you live like with two other people and you don't even know them. I'm not saying that this case is just for Shanghai. I think this is for any big city. Even in Tunisia, the capital, the people are not connected. They are not talking to each other. There isn't that friendliness. In Tunis, in the capital, whether it's in Paris in France, in New York in the US, or whatever. I think always like big cities, you lose that sense of community, if I might say. So it's very easy to feel like in a really big city, 24 million people live in here, and when you're walking in the mall, in the streets or whatever, you feel alone. Right now, I'm inside a mall, and I'm looking over a lot of people that are passing by, but I feel kind of alone because they don't interact with me and I don't interact with them unless I interact with them. So that's kind of the thing that happens in big cities, because I heard stories from my friends that went to other smaller cities and Chinese were interacting with them. They were asking them a lot of questions, whatever. But here they're like, foreigner, that's it. They exist, we coexist in this space, but we don't, there's like a wall between us. This takes me to my next point, which is the interaction between Chinese and foreigners. There aren't that many events that are mixing between Chinese and foreigners. It's really niche here. And also the university does events for foreigners by itself and does events for Chinese by itself. And most of the time, it's not only the cultural barrier, but it's also the language barrier. Because even though that Shanghai is a big city and there's a lot of foreigner companies here and a lot of them speak in English, their English is not as good as like conversational level, I would say. You would still need to learn Chinese. And that gets us to our next point, because the language barrier. I have my key points here, so if you see me looking at my phone, it's okay. The best advice that I can give you in this video is to learn some Chinese. Just learn some Chinese. Whether it's some simple words like ni hao, xie xie, dui bu qi, duo shao, these kind of basic words like hello, thank you, how much is this, will help you so much. It's true that in Shanghai, I've lived here for 2 years and I knew very little Chinese to pass by, but I always need some help from my friends. Learning Chinese is, I think it's crucial to be here in China or to live here in China. I have one of my friends that he is leaving soon, China, because he has his reasons. He has some opportunities elsewhere. But when he graduated, we graduated together. By the way, I graduated university in computer science and technology, and I'm doing 1 year of Chinese right now. So he's doing 1 semester of Chinese. And I asked him, I was like, why are you doing 1 semester of Chinese? You're leaving China. You're not going to be staying here. Why do you need Chinese? And he told me, Aziz, I think that Chinese is going to be the new big language. And you can see it from economical side, how like China is investing in a lot of countries, and right now is a lot in the Middle East and even in my country. So So we will be seeing a lot of Chinese investors, companies that are opening up all over the world. So you having the language will help you tremendously in finding a job or finding opportunities or careers in with Chinese. And let me tell you, the way that Chinese work and the way that Westerns work, they are very different. This is a whole topic that there's doctors that are talking about it, but I can only talk from my small experience. Let's move to another place. Let's move on from this rebel of the typhoon, and let's go to maybe a nicer place, a seat or whatever. Let's move. So I got me Taji, which is this famous brand for tea right now in China. They did a rebrand recently, and look at their design. It's so cool. This is the red one, and this is the blue one. Let's do a test. I don't know what I got. I'll do a picture and leave it here. The straw is this weird, like three holes thing. I don't know why, but it's an interesting design, and I never seen it before. Let's see. Ooh, ooh. So refreshing. I got a cold drink because with this heat in Shanghai, yeah, the cameraman wants to drink. Is it good? Okay, let's try the cameraman's drink, or let the cameraman try their drink. Hold on. 喝好喝. Ah, okay. Let me try. Ooh, this is there is a fruit with it. I don't remember the name. Actually, I want to know why they have this small straw. You know what? Let's go ask them. 你好，我猜出来食品可以问问题吗？可以。为什么吸管小？ So, the educational system. I get at least 3 messages every week about this. How is the educational system? Is it hard? Is it easy or whatever? I'm gonna try to give you as much information about this in this section, but there will be a video about how to study in China, how to succeed, and all of those. But let's say this one is a quick one. The educational system here is very close to the West. You have courses, you have credits, you have optional courses, you have compulsory courses. You have to get certain credits to graduate. Some universities require you to pass HSK 3 or 4 in order for you to graduate, but you have 4 years for that, so it's not that big of a deal. Is it hard? Well, this question really depends on you, actually. I didn't find it very hard because I've seen how they treat the Chinese. Okay, so in China, international students and Chinese students are not treated the same. I'm not sure exactly why, but I think we get it way easier than them. The teachers are way stricter with Chinese students. They have stricter hours. They have more hard exams. But international students, it's not easy like we have training wheels, but it's easier, I would say. I've seen the same homework that was given to us and was given to them, and I saw my teacher grading them, and they were really strict. But for us, it was like, if you had the idea, you will get the point, basically. If you want to graduate from a Chinese university with good marks, all you need to do is first attend at least 90% of your classes. I know it's 100% is really hard. I didn't do it. I didn't attend 100%. Sometimes I'm sick. Sometimes I have something I want to do. But try to get to attend as much as possible. Even if it's cold, even if it's hot, I know. Have a good relationship with your teachers. At the end of the day, your teachers are the ones that are going to grade you. It's true that it depends on what you wrote in the exam or in the project. But if you have a good relationship with a teacher, they might help you. Maybe they will be less strict with you, or they give you a good score in like attendance and participation. The other thing, just try to do your homework, all your homeworks, and revise for your exam. I think that's how I graduated. I did all of these steps, and I don't think that I was studying really hard 24/7. I studied, but it wasn't, I wouldn't lie and say, oh no, I didn't study and then I get 90. No, I studied, but it was I wouldn't say a little bit more than bare minimum, I would say. Let's say in university, right? Social life. One of the best things that you will encounter in your experience here is meeting people from all over the world. Imagine you sitting in the lawn with an American, a Malaysian, a Chinese, I don't know, someone from Kazakhstan, New Zealand, Australia. All of you are sitting around together and talking about something. You will have so much perspective. You will be so open-minded. You will listen to multiple perspectives. You will listen to multiple religions, how people live in their lives in their home country, how they deal with problems. It's so interesting. I always say this to my friends back in Tunisia. Even though that I know that traveling, you need to have some money to travel, but it doesn't have to be you go to Europe or the US or like Asia. For example, Tunisia is next to Algeria and Libya. But if you go to Algeria or Libya, you will find a lot of similarities, but there's a lot of things that are different. I know some Algerian friends here and some Moroccan friends and some Libyan friends, and they have a lot of differences from us. And it's so interesting because all of these cultures are all put together in this one dorm, one university, and live in the same life and interact with each other. This is one of the best experiences you will encounter here in China. Don't worry, it's so easy to make friends here. It's so easy to make friends because you have to think about it as you're thrown into this university, you don't know anyone. But what about the others? They're also thrown in this university and they don't know anyone. So it's just a matter of time for you to become friends. Join WeChat groups, join volleyball games, join football games, basketball, whatever. Every time they are playing games, just go with them. And don't worry, they are not competitive. We just toss the ball around and nobody keeps score. It's just to make friends and just to do some physical activity together. And if you're not getting invited to stuff, don't worry, just make the plan, go on Google, find a cool place to go to, find a fun activity that you can all go to, preferably free because, you know, university students are on a budget, and just invite some people. And you will notice that a lot of people just want to go out, just want to have fun, meet new people. Yeah, that's my advice to you if you do not know any friends yet. In Shanghai, for example, and it's not only Shanghai, there's a lot of other places that have so many events, but you just need to look for them. You just need to find one person that knows a lot of people and knows a lot of events. And that's what I just did. Well, I think he found me. DeAndre, thank you so much. I know this place is cool. This thing behind me is so cool, but we need to change the place. So I have this thing that I want to tell you about is the huge mascots in malls in China. And actually this is happening a lot right now because malls in China, they are trying to make themselves recognizable. So if I want to tell my friends, let's meet at the mall of the huge whatever purple mascot or the huge flower mascot, they know which mall I'm talking about. My gym is in a mall where there's a kid with a big ball. So that's what we say to each other. Oh, let's meet at the mall of the kid. The challenges. This is interesting to talk about. I don't know if you saw like this figure where there's a triangle and this triangle has social life, grades, and then enough sleep. And that is the biggest challenge that you will face in a university, whether it's gonna be in China, in the US, in Europe, because that triangle literally describes a person's university life. For me, sometimes I go bi-weekly. Some weeks I go to events, I go out, I meet some friends or whatever. Some weeks I just stay in my room and I study. And some weeks I don't get enough sleep. There is a balance, but not every day. You cannot do it every day. You cannot do like enough sleep, social life, and good grades in the same day. I think it's impossible. So time management is your biggest challenge here. Try to organize your time. It doesn't have to be, oh, this hour I will do this and this next hour is gonna do this. I think just try to meet some friends, have fun. And the other thing I want to talk about, the other challenge is that it's really difficult to make deep relationships with your classmates because most of the time they will just leave. They'll just leave China and you might leave as well. So it's really hard to make that deep connection because I feel like a deep connection starts like from 5 until 10 years of friendship together. But the good thing is that that relationship that you will have is that, yo, I have my friend in Malaysia that I can call up and see how's it going. I can call my friend in the US and see how's it going there. Oh, I need something from Europe. I can call my friend. So try to make as much friends from international places. And also, if you have friends all over the world, you have a free stay in that country. Just saying. I'm just saying. I abused that relationship before. But don't let that stop you from trying to go out there and make friends. I say friends again and again and again a lot in this video because that's what will make your experience here in China good. If you have good friends, your experience will be good. If you have bad friends, your experience will not be good. Career opportunities. I get this message, comments so many times, even though that I don't have the full information, but I will tell you what I know. So is it hard to find a job here in China? Yes. Is it hard to find a job as a bachelor student? Yes. Is it hard to find a job as a master's student? Yes. Is it hard to find a job as a Chinese student? Yes. It's hard for everyone, for foreigners or Chinese, but there are opportunities and you can find them. And China is letting more and more foreigners come to work and live in China every single year. and they are changing their regulations, their rules. Before, China was taking in a lot of executives like CEOs, managers, but now I'm seeing little by little they are recruiting more employees. I'm not talking about teachers and translators because you can easily find a job like that, and a high paying one. So if you are in that field, you're Gucci. But if you are into tech, or if you are into design or video editing, videography, art, stuff like this, or engineering, it's gonna be a little bit difficult to find that. But there is, and I'm sure of it because I have some friends that they already had that. Oh yeah, I got this message the other day. Someone sent me a message. He said, if I get a degree from China, will I be able to work outside of China? Of course. Of course you can. It's a degree like any other university. I have a lot of friends that got their degree here from China and they went back their home country and they work there with their Chinese degree. It doesn't matter where you get your degree from. It's still a degree. But again, this is what I will say always because I'm in the tech field, so my degree doesn't matter as much. What matters is my skills and my skill set and my knowledge and my projects. So that's what it matters. It's also for art stuff. Like if you are a designer, I don't think degree matters that much as your portfolio, for example. If you have many projects, you have internships, you have experience about that. So I think that's more important than the degree itself. Living in China, from a whole perspective, many people ask me about how much is living expenses. I would say in Shanghai, it's from 2 to 5K per month, renminbi, of course. And this is excluding tuition fee and dorm fees. And please, please, please stop asking me how much does the dorm cost and how much does the university cost, because it depends by the city, it depends by the university. And you can find all of these information in the university's website. So go and search there, please. I'll make a video about how to study in China. Don't worry about it. It's coming. And I also made a video on how much I spend in a day in Shanghai. So you can go and look that up and you will have a better idea about these money stuff. You have to understand something before coming here to China. In China, there is this ranking system of cities. So there's first tier cities like Shanghai, Beijing, Shenzhen, Guangzhou. These are the first tier cities. Why they are first tier cities? Because the GDP is high and individual income is high, and like economy wise, they are thriving, like infrastructure, those kind of stuff. So second tier cities are like Qingdao, Chongqing, Wuhan. Right now, this ranking system is always changing every year. Now there's like first tier 1 city, second tier 1 city, and there's a whole system about it. You can, if you are interested about these kind of like economical infrastructure and business kind of stuff, you can go and look for it because I only know some basic idea about it. So what this helps you with is choosing where to live. So if you want to live in a metropolitan city where there's a lot of foreigners, there's a lot of things happening, there's a lot of events, there's a lot of big stuff happening, I would suggest the first tier cities. If you want to go experience the more relaxed setting, more chill vibes, smaller cities, I suggest like go second or third tier cities, because second tier cities are getting bigger now, and of course the first tier are more expensive than the second and third tier. So you get what I'm trying to say here. My experience as a whole, let's see it from outside. It's not studying abroad, period. No, in China. So first thing is like independence, getting out from my home country into a new country, new city, new people, making sure that I am well fed, I am managing my money, I'm managing my mental health, my studies. I know university is kind of a little bit hard because you're taken from high school and then you're thrown into this new big world that you don't know anything about. It's frustrating in the beginning, but believe me, this I suggest it to anybody that is coming to me and asked me like, do you suggest studying abroad? Yes, 1000% yes. Because first, the independence, and second is that you will meet people from all over the world. All over the world. Imagine, like, I already talked about this point, but it's one of the best things about studying abroad. And the last thing is that you will learn about a lot of other cultures. Like, for example, China. I didn't have a lot of information about China before I came here. I learned so many things, whether about history, culture, how people live here, how is life and what is their mindset, what are their values that are kind of different from Arab values and Tunisian values. So, yeah, just come and study in China or study abroad in general, not only in China. I'm not this, I don't know, some of you think that I get paid by someone to say these kind of things. I wish I get paid, but these are my personal experiences. This is my own words and this is what I believe in. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and comment your thoughts, because I read all the comments and I reply to all of them. And you will also like this video that I made about how much I spend in a day as a student in Shanghai, or this video where I talk about what the media isn't telling you about China. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.